Karyn Bryant from Demoted here with Matt Brown. I just remembered he's fighting the Dirty Bird, Tim Means. We have a lot of fight stuff going on. So listen, I'm curious how you feel about this. It's the featured prelim. It takes some pressure off you. You've been a main eventer so many times lately. Do you like being in this position now where you haven't had to do as much media? You got to kind of take a backseat and chill a little bit?
I feel the same pressure either way, to be honest. You know, the fact is, I'm stepping in there with a man that wants to knock my head off. That's a lot of pressure right there, especially now this is probably going to be the biggest crowd I've ever been in front of. Very likely going to be the most eyes, you know, on the TV screen that I've ever been in front of. So there's absolutely just as much pressure, and I lost 2 in a row now, so that creates a lot of pressure. But really the biggest pressure is that I'm putting on myself, though. I just want to go out there and perform, but I'm not really. As long as I keep the pressure a positive pressure, as long as I don't make it a negative pressure, then it works out great for me.
But you've been in that position before. You've had your back up against the wall. How'd you dig yourself out the first time?
It was a little different the first time because I just didn't feel like I had anything to lose. I'd done, when I lost 3 in a row before, I thought, man, this is it. You know, I lost 3 in a row, so what if I lose? Then okay, I'm not a UFC fighter. If I win, then maybe, you know, life turns out good for me, and it did. This is a different situation. I'm far more higher expectations. I think I've been around longer, obviously, so I have more grounding in the sport now. A lot. Higher standard for sure. So it's a bit different, but I basically just took this fight and started from scratch. I went back, rededicated myself to the sport. I've changed a lot of things in my personal life, and I feel like this is my first UFC fight again. I got the same nerves I had the first time. I got the same fears. I got the same hunger and motivation. I think I lost a little bit of that, and I think that's, for me, that's a big theme of this fight for me. Is I'm starting from scratch again, back on the prelims, even though it's, you call it main event if you want, but to me, I'm back on the prelims and starting over from scratch.
Well, I know that when I'm working at Fox and we talk about our featured prelims, to us it is a big deal, and you know, we do sell it like that. So I didn't mean that you were being demoted.
No, I totally understand. Yeah. To me, I'm demoting it myself. I'm the one that's looking at it like I'm getting demoted. I feel like I should be. Let's say I would have won my last 2 fights, I'd be the main event. I'd be the champion, right? So, so to me, I'm demoted.
But you lost to 2 of the best in the world, Johnny Hendricks and Robbie Lawler. There's no, you know, there's some positive things to take away from that. Certainly, you wanted to win, but you know, those are top guys.
Well, I disagree. I mean, I'm not in the sport to be number 2 or number 3. I'm in here to be number 1, and losing to the top guys means there's something along my path went wrong. I shouldn't be losing to the top guys. I think I could beat both of them, and you know, I feel like that's a big part of rededicating myself to the sport. Is I got to the top 99 percentile. Now, how do I get to that? You know, so getting from 0 to 90 is a lot easier than getting from 90 to 100, right? And so now I'm trying to get from 99, I feel like I'm at about 99, and now I want to get to 99.1, then 99.2, and that's the steps I'm trying to take, and that's exactly where I see myself right now.
One of the things that people did point out with those couple of fights was that maybe there was some fatigue. Maybe your body had been a little bit too banged up. You took a lot of fights in succession rather, with top guys. Do you feel that played any factor in it?
No, not at all.
So it was mental more than it was physical?
No, you know, look, things happen in fights that I don't go out and make excuses for. I could easily sit here and give you all the excuses that to me are reasons why I lost, but if I make it public, then it becomes an excuse. So I keep it to myself, and I know what happened, and I've done the correct things to fix that, and ideally that's I fixed them well enough that that's going to equate to a victory this weekend.
Now, to go from 90 to 90.1, 90.2, if you get past the Dirty Bird, is there somebody that you feel would be the next logical step for you? No, that's
one of the things I'm changing. Is I think the past couple of fights I kind of looked past it a little bit. I mean, not a lot, but maybe a little more than I should have. Just thinking about that belt, I was right there, right? You know, I was this far away, and I thought, man, I just want to win, just get that belt so bad. That's my life, right? That's my dream. That's the goal. So what I'm doing now is I'm not looking at the goal no more. All I do is just keep the goal as a guide somewhere out there to every now and then pop my head up and look at. But for now, I got to deal with what's right in front of me. And Tim Means is a very tough guy and brings a lot to the table. And if I overlook him for a second, then I'm going to end up on having a bad night Saturday.
And lastly, I read that you feel like you could still fight for another 5 or 7 years. You're in your early 30s now, but you really feel like you could be that guy, 39 years old, 40 years old, going out there to fight?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, one of my long-term goals right now is I want to have the most fights in the UFC. And I think 27 is the record right now, I believe, with Tito. And I want to beat that record, but I want to beat it with a title in my hands. I don't want to beat it just being a journeyman and, you know, not reaching my full potential. I know my full potential is a champion. I know that I have that in me. So that's the ultimate goal, regardless of how many fights I have. But I think that'd be a great record to have. I love fighting, and I don't want to go anywhere.
Well, you're going to give us all a heart attack watching you fight that many times. You're so exciting. Always a pleasure to see you, Matt. Good luck to you.
Yeah, thank you so much.